Now, this one is an interesting series. It's not so much a long, dramatic story as it was kind of an evolved anthology series. So, let me give you the background on Animated Adventures. It all started when I was talking with my artist friend Hannah, who's done a lot of art for the channel. I've talked to you about her before. And I told her that when I was in high school, we did annual trips with the cross country team to Disney World to run in the Disney Fun Run. And after the day we did the run, for 2 days, we could go to the parks with limited access. Now, Hannah told me after that she's never been to Disney World. Now, this was back in the day when Disney didn't entirely suck. This was back when Disney actually meant a lot to me and Hannah, where the classics were not bastardized as a bunch of live-action remakes that nobody likes. This was back in the day when Disney was kind of in the Frozen stage. I'm pretty sure this was back in the Frozen or Princess and the Frog era. This is at a time period where Disney was just starting to leave its zenith, starting to go downhill a little bit. Regardless of that, though, I was a little surprised that she'd never been to Disney World, so I decided, how about this? Let's have a little fun. I'm going to write a couple of short stories, and in each one, you and I are going to go to each of the Disney parks, and we'll get to have some fun there. And Hannah, of course, said, yeah, that sounds like a great time, but we got to do it in a fun way. We got to have some of that Disney magic incorporated. And I agreed. So we talked it out, and since Hannah loves to draw me as a chick all the time, we decided to have some fun with it. In each different Disney park we go to, I am, of course, Claire, a female. And in her case, she is a male, or her male persona is known as Hayden. So in each one, it was kind of a different joke. Like, we go to the Magic Kingdom, we're Beauty and the Beast. We go to the Animal Kingdom, we're zookeepers. We go to Epcot, we're dressed. Hayden is in German attire since Hannah's family is from Germany, and I am in more Japanese attire or Chinese attire, whichever you want to go to, because of my Asian studies degree and my fascination with Asian culture. And we did that. We had a lot of fun. And after we finished all the Disney parks, Hannah said, this was a lot of fun. Are there other things we could do with this idea? Well, we could do SeaWorld and Universal Studios. So we did those. We did Universal Studios and we did SeaWorld. And at that point, we thought, well, we're kind of done. We've done all the stuff we can do. But then Hannah reminded me about her love of Kingdom Hearts. Well, I say love of. We no longer like it. We now have a lot of problems with Kingdom Hearts, but that's not for this video. Point was, we were talking about how in Kingdom Hearts, in each case in the video game, Sora and the gang end up in a Disney World, so to speak, and they basically fix the problems of the world by defeating Heartlesses and stuff like that. Which is fine, I guess. Evil bad guys insert themselves into a world that aren't supposed to be there. And so good guys from outside that world go in to stop it and let the story portray as it was, right? Okay, simple way to fix it. But at the same time, being the critic that I am, the one who is critical of everything, I said, a lot of the early Disney classics, if they just changed one thing, or they did a few things differently, we would have fixed it, it would have been fine. So Hannah and I came up with a new idea. This time we would insert ourselves into the Disney worlds, each one in chronological order of release, from Snow White all the way up to Frozen, and we would basically take on the role of characters from the movies. So, like, I could be Snow White, she could be Grumpy and Snow White, I could be Cinderella, she'd be the prince. You get the point. The point is that each of us plays a different character. And while playing these characters in the world of the Disney movie, we fix the problems. Like, for example, in the Snow White one, if Snow White had never accepted the apple from the old lady and recognized it as a very obvious trap, Grumpy even warned her before leaving, don't talk to anybody, don't let anyone in the house, none of that. But Snow White, like an idiot, lets her in. Like, she should have known better. So in our story, I play Snow White, and I basically say, no, you take that apple and shove it. And so we basically fix all the Disney movies that we can think of. Now, of course, if the Disney movie is so good we can't think of something to fix, we skipped over that movie. So not all the Disney animated movies are here, but we called these our animated adventures. And so we went through as many Disney movies as we could. I think we did Snow White, Pinocchio, Cinderella, The Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast. We did a lot of Disney movies, even ones that we really, really liked. But then after we did all the Disney movies, you were like, well, that's it, I guess, we've done all the ones we can do. We finished up. But then Hannah said, well, there are other movies we could do. And so we started doing some DreamWorks movies, but still that wasn't enough. So we did some video games, we did some TV shows, we did just about anything we really wanted to, and technically this is still ongoing. Every now and then when Hannah and I discover a new TV show that we want to make fun of or have some fun with or that we see a problem with, we make an animated adventure about it. And it's mostly done for comedy. It's mostly done as a joking thing, kind of just to fool around. And other times we do it because we genuinely think it needs to be done. In fact, it's kind of funny. We've recently started doing it where instead of playing specific characters from the show or movie, we make our own characters that exist within the world, play those characters, and then fix the problem. For example, when we did Steven Universe, we didn't want to play any of the characters because we don't like any of the characters. We decided to instead make our own unique gems. Basically, gems who we would play. One is named Jade and the other is named Amber. And I don't think there are any gems currently in the world of Steven Universe named that, but regardless of that. And their whole goal is to wipe out the crystal gems and Steven and just purge the world of this heresy. We also did the Legend of Korra. We did Who Framed Roger Rabbit. We've done a lot. It's been kind of fun. And recently we've been talking about doing one for something like either Genshin Impact or something along those lines, like where we can just kind of insert ourselves into the story and say, how would we fix this if we were there? And that's kind of been a fun little pet project the two of us have had. Hannah's been a great sport about it. She enjoys designing some of the characters, some for better, some for worse. As this video's gone on, you've seen a couple of her pieces shown on screen, and so you can kind of get an idea of how much she enjoyed this. It's kind of a pet thing. I don't put my all into each one that I tell. I mostly just joke around. We're mostly just having fun with it. It's mostly for comedy and for us to get a few chuckles. They're not super popular, but there's stuff that I still enjoy doing, and whenever I get the chance, I do like it. It's actually funny, Hannah still chews me out because we were going to do the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I still haven't finished writing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, so Hannah keeps chewing me out for that. I do need to sit down and write that. I need to finish writing that at some point. I just, it's sometimes with so many other projects, sometimes it's easy to forget other stuff that's going on. But still, this was a very fun project. I still enjoy working on it. And whenever we come up with a new animated show, movie, or video game or something like that that we can do, we just jump on it. In fact, Lark got involved a little bit too, where Lark would play the role, would do the same thing. He'd basically go into different movies or TV shows, but he handled live action stuff. So we would juxtapose that every now and then. So we had a lot of fun. Like, I remember Lark doing one funny thing where he played Luke in Star Wars, and when Darth Vader reveals, "Luke, I am your father," he goes, "What the heck, Dad? Where you been all this time?" I mean, like, I wasn't raised by my mom. I wasn't raised by my dad. You dropped me off with my uncle and aunt, just kind of abandoned me. Like, where was the child support? Where were you? I needed a dad to play catch with, and like, Vader kind of not trying to handle that. I thought that would be a really funny joke there. I like writing funny stuff. It can be very entertaining. But anyway, that's all I got to say about this one. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about this, and if you like this kind of stuff, please stay tuned every Monday. I always release a story sharing video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Take care.